Hi everybody. Today what we're talking about is how you figure out the filing fee you have to pay when you go to court in California. A little known fact is that when you actually go to court in California either to sue somebody or if you've been unfortunate enough to be sued, then you actually have to pay a fee. A lot of people don't quite understand that. They think that it's the courts, I pay taxes, it should be covered. It's not. The fee that you have to pay can be quite substantial, $800 for example, or it could be quite small, maybe $30, $40. But unless you qualify for a fee waiver, then you are going to need to pay that fee before the court will actually do anything for you. So I have a separate video on how to fill out a fee waiver, how to figure out whether or not you qualify for a fee waiver. I'm going to link it right over here, so if you haven't seen that video already, go ahead and take a look. But to actually figure out how much of a filing fee you have to pay, it's actually pretty simple, but you are going to need to hop online, so why don't you go ahead and do that right now, and I will show you how to do it.
Okay, everybody, so the first step that you want to take is basically get online and open up a search engine. So here, I've opened up Firefox and I've gone to Google. Regardless of whether or not you use Google or Bing or Firefox or Chrome or whatever, you have to go to a search engine and search for this: California Court Fee Schedule. Now, if you use Google, Google will suggest a bunch of other things. So, for example, the years, 2013, 2012, etc. Right now, go ahead and ignore that and just search for California Court Fee Schedule. What you get back should be this sort of series of hits. So this first one is the one that we're actually going to use. It's from the courts, like the overall courts website. It's www.courts.ca.gov/documents/filing fees. So let's go ahead and open that in a new tab in the background. These other hits, for example, they're going to be from websites for the superior courts in individual counties. The information is going to be the same. Like this fee schedule is going to be the same as this one, except this one is going to be hosted by an individual county's website instead of the overall court system's website. So this first one, for example, is LA Superior Court, Los Angeles County. This one is Orange County, down in Southern California also, so County of Orange. This one is the County of San Francisco. This one's Santa Clara County Superior Court, where I am. So again, all of these fee schedules are going to have the same information in it, but let's go ahead and use this one because this one's actually put out by the overall kind of state court system versus an individual county's court. So if you open it up, this is what the document looks like. It's actually quite long. As you can kind of tell up here, it's 15 pages. So it goes over quite a few things, as you can probably tell. So that's the good news. I mean, this document's very comprehensive. However, the bad news is that if this is your first time looking at a document like this, it can be quite confusing because you're not quite sure which kind of page or which line item your situation kind of falls in. So if you are, being assisted by somebody, like you have a friend, neighbor, family member, lawyer, whoever, helping you, best to sit down with them and kind of go through this fee schedule to find out what applies in your case. And if you're looking at this video a couple years from now, a couple months from now, make sure that you check the effective date of the fee schedule also. This schedule is updated periodically. This particular one right now is effective June 27, 2012. So I'm going to try to give you a quick rundown of all the different types of cases that are covered in this fee schedule, and hopefully your situation falls under the ones or under some of the ones that I'm going to describe. So this first category is unlimited civil case, and that basically is a case where the amount in dispute, the money amount, is more than $25,000. And the filing fee to initiate a case like that is $435. This $435 figure actually pops up quite a bit, so you'll see it again on subsequent pages. So if you want to look up the actual statute section that fixes this $435 fee, you can look it up. It's GC is government code, so government code 70611. The second type of case is a limited civil case versus an unlimited one. So for limited civil cases, there are actually two kinds. The first kind is where the amount in dispute is over $10,000, but up to $25,000. So remember, unlimited is $25,000 and over. Limited is $10,000 to $25,000. and the fee for that is $370. And the second type of limited civil case is where the amount in dispute is up to 10, right here. So up to 10, and the fee for that's $225. So as your case involves more and more money in dispute, the filing fee will increase. Let's see, what else? As you can see, general civil litigation, there's a bunch of fees for different things. The one thing that I deal with fairly often that is actually free is this. So it's basically a domestic violence restraining order. So let's say that your husband, your boyfriend, whoever is abusing you. You can get one of these to basically get out of that relationship, get out of that household, and be protected. And there's no fee for that. If you are someone who's been accused of domestic violence, to file a response to kind of deny the charges, defend yourself and stuff, there's no fee to file that document. If you want to move for summary judgment, for example, there's a fee for that, $500. If you're a lawyer and you want to appear pro hoc vice, that's $500. If you have a jury trial, there's an advance fee that you have to pay, that's $150, as well as a daily fee that you have to pay, and that's set by the judge in your particular case. If you are doing a lot of judgment work, like I do, to renew a judgment in California is $30. To issue documents like abstracts of judgments, orders of sale, it's around $25, $30-ish. For small claims stuff, I actually get this question a lot. In California, they charge you filing fees in small claims court depending on how much is actually in dispute in your case. So if you're suing for $1,500 or less, then the filing fee is $30. If you're suing for more than $1,500 but less than $5,000, then it's $50. $5,000 to $10,000, then the filing fee is $75. For family law fees, for divorce, for example, to start a divorce, $435. To respond to a divorce is also $435. A lot of people are actually surprised by this. They kind of think, okay, if your spouse, leaves you, moves in with somebody else, and files for divorce, that's actually not really fair to you. You've been blindsided by this. The state of California does not care. They make you pay a fee to respond to a divorce anyway. And if you have a house or stock or bank accounts or something, or children, and spousal support or child support is going to be an issue in your case, then you have to pay a fee basically to participate in the divorce. You can't not participate. What else? A lot of family stuff. Probate fees. And to initiate a probate case is $435. Of the probates that I've done, there's always inevitably somebody who objects. So, all these fees, there's a tremendous amount of, things that probate cases will charge you for. So, this I can definitely kind of sympathize with, I guess, if you're going through a probate yourself. To appeal a case in California to a court of appeal, there's a fee of $775. Here, for example, there's a bunch of fees related to processing of paperwork. So if you want something certified by the court, there's a fee of $25. If you want a copy of anything made, it's 50 cents. These actually are not so bad. Yeah, so the thing is, the fees are actually relatively small. It's the earlier ones where you actually have to file papers in a case that actually kind of give you kind of, sticker shock, I guess. Here, you have a bunch of returned check fees. If you don't bounce checks, then you really shouldn't have to worry about these fees. So that said, the general idea you would sort of imagine is that regardless of where you live in California, the filing fee you should pay is the same. You shouldn't have more access to courts in one county versus another. That is true generally. However, there's an exception, and it has to deal with courthouse construction surcharges. So in certain counties, Riverside, for example, San Bernardino, for example, in San Francisco, there are small fees like $50, $35, etc., that are added on to a particular filing fee in order to kind of fund courthouse construction, earthquake retrofit, stuff like that. So hope that was helpful. That was a really quick overview of the fee schedule. If you have any kind of problems, I guess, sit down, read this over. Almost certainly the fee that you have to pay is going to be in here somewhere. But if you want to get in contact with me, go online. It's andychenlaw.com. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. And I will talk to you later. Thanks.